Story 1. There's a woman at work who just walks like a bowling ball. Someone can be coming the other way, or someone could already be walking in front of her. It does not matter, she will walk through them. The door could be shut, and you're busy opening it with the little keycard thing. It will not slow her down. She will body slam into you without a word. I'm tired of moving out of the way for her. She's obnoxious. She also has unusual eyes. Lisa, please chill. It's weird. Story 2. I have a friend who has a whole list of petty reasons she has rejected guys. He cut his spaghetti before eating it. He wore brown shoes with black jeans. He cut his hair too short. He dropped something and said, "Whoopsie," after watching her favorite movie, Ever After. For the first time he said it was just okay. And then once a month she cries about how she is still single. Story 3. I was really craving Slim Jims, so I drove 1.5 miles to the 7-Eleven. I saw that there were 2 left at the cashier, so I went and grabbed a Mountain Dew, and the girl in front of me took both Slim Jims. This was 13 years ago, and I have never disliked someone as much as I dislike her. That same day, the cashier yelled, "Stop engaging in inappropriate behavior behind my store," when I asked if he had any more Slim Jims in the back. Story 4. The owner of a shop was ringing me up at the register. Next to us on the wall was a picture of a hairless cat in a sweater. I made a remark about how cute it was. The owner lady just said, "You," and scrunched up her nose. I've never been back to that business, which is hilariously petty. Story 5. She was new to our building, and we had a staff reduction. She was asked to volunteer to move to the new building and said she would to our faces, but resisted and refused. They moved me to a new building and team because of my success level and said it was primarily because they had no volunteers. She disrupted our team, which was highly successful, and we were very good friends. It has been chaotic since, and now they can't dismiss her. I'm just upset that she separated me from my team, and I haven't been happy with my job since. I refuse to acknowledge her at larger meetings, and she can't stand that. Story 6. Instead of saying something like, "Congratulations," or "Beautiful ceremony," or "Pretty flowers" to me at my wedding reception, the only thing she said was, "My piece of cake was burned. Please go away, Stephanie." Story 7. A pretty petty reason I've heard for disliking someone is when they chew too loudly or smack their food. It's one of those little things that can drive you crazy for no real reason. It's not about the person themselves, but just one tiny habit that makes everything else harder to tolerate. Story 8. My friend once threw a whole bag of chip wrappers and a plastic bottle out of our car window during a mountain road trip. We were in this stunning, pristine landscape, and he just casually littered without a care. I was so disgusted that I stopped talking to him for weeks. Some things you can't unsee, and his total disrespect for nature ended our friendship faster than anything else could. Story 9. When they chew loudly or smack their food, it might sound ridiculous, but something about it just gets under my skin. I know it's not something they can always control, but when I'm around someone who does it, I can't help but get frustrated. It's just one of those small things that shouldn't bother me, but for some reason, it really does. It feels so petty to admit it, but sometimes the tiniest things can trigger that kind of reaction. It's definitely something I'm working on not letting affect me so much, though. Story 10. I was on a date. The song "Easy Like Sunday Morning" by Lionel Richie and the Commodores came on, and the girl started complaining about how she refuses to listen to covers and only likes the original by Faith No More. I couldn't get over it. Story 11. A client I used to have thought it was ridiculous to get pictures of her dog from her dog sitter while she was away. She told me, "I don't need her to update me that she's doing her job." I instantly felt repulsed by her. Story 12. This girl at my gym wears the exact same workout outfit as me every Tuesday. I bought mine first, and now I have to change my schedule just to avoid being outfit twins. Story 13. Energy. Like I have a distinct sense if someone is just draining energy from their surroundings. Psychological, mental, physical, it doesn't matter. Once I determine that you suck, literally, you are done. Story 14. After I met this girl for the second time in as many months, she told me she's surprised I'm so genuine because I give off fake vibes. Mind you, She's the girlfriend of a friend of my husband's, and I invited them to our house to celebrate the new year together. Like, how do you just say that to someone you only met twice in their own home? Yeah, I'm known for cooking lots of food and being generous with it when I go out to functions. I make sure to give her the coldest, saddest-looking plate with a huge smile on my face. Don't choke, dear. She gobbles it up every time. Story 15. People who constantly share their opinion on whatever you're saying, despite never asking for it. I have a colleague, and no matter what anyone is talking about, she has to put her 2 cents in all the time. This week alone, she has attempted to dissuade someone from going to the doctor as she believes home remedies are better, tried to get another colleague to change her holiday destination as her travel destination was way better, even tried telling another pregnant colleague what she thinks she should name the baby. She absolutely infuriates me for this, and no one appears to share my hatred for this woman. Story 16. Because every time I hear their voice, it's like someone is stabbing my ears with a pair of ice picks. It doesn't help that they greet me in the exact same tone and high-pitched cadence that I hate each time I have to speak with them. Personality-wise, they're a nice person, but I just can't deal with their extreme positivity or their voice in combination. Story 17. There's a guy at work who has a really 80s-style family photo with his wife and kids. The photo can't be more than a couple of years old, and it's making me dislike him. Story 18 vibes. Not sure if that's petty, but there have been people in my life I couldn't stand even before I knew them. It was really strange, but they did usually turn out to be unlikable. Then again, maybe I steered things there. I honestly don't know. Story 19. Definitely the voice makes me hate some people. Whiny, too high-pitched, male or female, and uses language with said voice that sounds like, whatever flicks hair. I would like to smash those people. Story 20. I have one acquaintance who is a lovely woman, and I can't stand her. She has to be right in your face when talking to you, almost nose to nose. I don't care how often I back away to a normal conversational distance. She just closes in again. Give me some space, woman. Story 21. Sometimes I just get a bad vibe from them when we meet. They could be perfectly pleasant and friendly when we meet, but we go to shake hands, and the second our hands join, I just know. Eventually, they show their true colors, or I figure out the reason I felt wary right away. It's been pointed out that it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it could be. I just still dislike them, so I don't care to bother changing. One person has managed to change my mind, though. Story 22. They like some dumb reality show. I still watch plenty of dumb shows, but at least they are about important stuff like saving the world from zombies or fighting supervillains, not just rich people yelling at each other. Story 23. Two separate people on two different occasions have sent a drink back at a party in my home. Seriously, I was having a cocktail party, and these individuals actually looked at the drink I handed them and gave me instructions on how I should remake it for them. For reference, I was a bartender for 10+ years, and the drinks in question were a scotch on the rocks and a bourbon and Diet Coke. Story 24. Overbearing people. The type of people that have to talk to everyone and very loudly. I'll have my earbuds in and they're still trying to talk to me. I'm just trying to get my work done and they won't leave me alone. There are a lot of people at my job like this and it drives me crazy. Story 25. If they are boring, if they just can't talk about anything beyond small talk, don't have any imagination or sense of wonder, it makes me question if they get excited about anything at all. I have a longtime friend who has become like that. We used to connect and laugh about everything and do fun stuff together. And now he is just a featureless car driving down a flat road on an open desert. I don't know if he is depressed or something happened, but I have a hard time connecting with him now, and I feel us growing apart. I go to visit him, and he just puts headphones on and tinkers with random things in his garage. I try to get him to do something, and he just doesn't see the point in doing so when he could fix whatever old busted thing he has and use his time efficiently. He has no interest in being social in any way. Story 26. This is going to sound stupid. I went to Disneyland as a kid, 8 years old. I remember Goofy tickling me. He wouldn't stop. Pissed me off. For decades, I hated Goofy. My mom sent me some pictures she found. One was a picture of me getting tickled by Pluto. Story 27. A bird called a guy a pedophile at a party. The family dog, a golden retriever, ran away from the same guy while baring her teeth. 6 years later, it turned out to be true. Story 28. Petty implies that the reason for disliking them is unwarranted or not worth it. I guess I can be petty by disliking someone because they got the better of me in a verbal exchange on a video game the other day. Now, every time that player and I play together, I take jabs, and now I'm the one who gets the best of him, and I have started to get on his nerves. It's not that important, and I don't truly dislike him. He's just an annoying player that I encounter, but it is petty, and I should probably let it go. Story 29. I used to work with a guy who would over-explain how to do something like mail slides to other health institutions or request slides be sent. It made me so tense that I asked him to just write out a step-by-step procedure for each process. It filled a 3-ring binder. He was a general schedule level 4 fee for service. Other than that, complete strangers giving me a long list of their health problems, especially if it's outside a healthcare setting of any kind, or if they display a lack of common sense, bothers me. Story 30. My stepmother, when she came on the scene as the Wicked Witch of the North, was a posh woman who thought she was the best because she spoke in a refined manner. She was very stuck up. Story 31. I was at the dollar store once and someone in front of me was buying cigarettes and didn't have their ID ready. The cashier was an older lady and threw a bit of a fit, saying, "I'm going to check your ID, so you might as well get it ready so you aren't wasting my time." I should have left right then and there, but I needed cigarettes and didn't want to drive across town, so I went ahead and pulled out my ID because that was the only thing I was getting. I got up there, asked for my cigarettes, and had my ID in my hand. She told me I was a good girl. I paid for them and then told her to go mess with herself with a pre-packaged pickle, placed it in front of her, and left. I have no shame and no regrets. It ruined hearing it in the bedroom. Story 32. You're a normie because you don't understand my symptoms, but you're actually neurodivergent too. There's only one type of person that does this, and if you do this, I will always dislike you. Story 33. It makes me feel frustrated, but their accent is very heavy. Unlike anyone else I've ever met, they put no effort into being understood. They won't repeat themselves, talk slower, enunciate, use different words. Nothing. It's so blatant it comes across as rude, and I'm just over trying not to be called prejudiced because I can't understand anything he actually says. We work in a hospital. Clear communication is quite relevant. Story 34. She repeats herself very often, sometimes in the same sentence. Conversations with her often go like this. Me, "Hey, I like your shoes. Where did you get them?" Her, "Oh, thanks. I got them on Amazon. Yeah, purple is my favorite color, and I really like how it looks on these. I saw them on Amazon, so I went ahead and bought them because I love purple so much. It's my favorite." Me, "Oh, neat. Well, they look great." Her, "Thanks, like I said. I got them on Amazon, and my favorite color is purple, so I just had to get them." Me, "That's cool." Her, "Yeah, I just couldn't help myself when I saw them on Amazon. I love purple. It's my favorite." Me, if I kept talking to her, she would continue to mention Amazon and how purple is her favorite color. I'm not exaggerating. I've stopped talking to her unless she asks me a question because the conversation will continue like that until I walk away or someone else calls her over. I started to wonder if she has some disorder or brain damage or something, but every other aspect of her life seems normal. She appears happy and fulfilled. She spends time with her family regularly. She's in a supervisor position at our job. She drives and organizes outings with other coworkers. It's just this one thing. Story 35. Having a really annoying voice or laugh. I never say anything about it because they cannot control it and I do not want to be cruel, but I cannot stand it. Story 36. A guy wanted to take me on a second or third date to see Garfield 2. A Tale of Two Kitties. He not only suggested it but bought tickets and really pushed the issue, continually referring to the movie by its full title. I saw the movie with him and never went on another date with him again. Story 37. Someone's out-of-office message is just, "I am out of office and not checking emails." No information on when they plan to return. No backup contact person. They are a manager of a small team. I am totally fine with someone stating they are inaccessible and won't be checking emails. But to not provide any additional info is incredibly unhelpful and doesn't reflect general practice at our organization for out-of-office messages. It's like he's never seen one before. I also emailed him earlier this week to request something by next week, and he has not acknowledged receipt or confirmed he can complete by the deadline. I don't like him. Petty, I know. Story 38. I don't even know them, but I was talking to my friend and they sent me a picture of their friend eating scrambled egg, beans, and Cocoa Pops all mixed together. Story 39. If they remind me of someone I don't like, there's a chance I won't like them either. For example, an actress looks just like a classmate who bullied me. I can't even stand to look at the actress's face. Story 40. Narcissistic will not take no for an answer. Deflecting blame on someone else rather than accepting responsibility for what they have done by lying, denying, and justifying. Do not care about anyone but themselves.